Now then, we're live. Apologies for the delay. I had a few things to do. I hope you're all okay. We're just going to get some news tonight. There's been quite a bit going on. I'll probably do my other Fabian stream on Friday. It will be on the Curious Bunny on my other channel because we're going to go a little bit deeper this time and more into George Orwell. First of all, it's the new microphone. We've turned the gain down a little bit. So I need to know what the sound is like. Is it too quiet? Is it too loud? Let me know, folks. It says we're live, but it says there's nobody watching, even though the chat's full. So I think there's been a bit of a glitch. I'm hoping that everyone can hear me. So let me know. Oh, it's back now, 22 people. Right, brilliant. Okay. Now let me know what the sound is like. Is it a bit loud? Is it a bit quiet? Just let me know. Church bells are going like crazy. So I've got I don't think people can hear me. Oh, I thought it was muted then. Oh, is it? Okay. What I like about this one, I don't have to get anywhere. I don't have to get right up to the microphone. So massive thank you again to Richard Butler for this. This stream is sponsored by Richard Butler. Do I need to have it any louder? Because I don't want to. Before I had to shout and I had to hold the microphone right up to my mouth and talk really loud, where now I can be far away from it and just talk at my normal levels. Just let me know, is this okay, or do you want it any louder? And then we'll get going. Quite a lot going on today. I'm not going to spend too long on each story. It's perfect. Brilliant. Thanks, Bex. Brilliant. Thank you, everybody. Welcoming. Thank you to our members. The church bells are going. Brilliant. Thank you, Space Cat. Hi, Alan Edge. Hi, everyone. How we doing? Gizmo has seen a spiky hamster, I think. He's looking out the window. Can you see a spiky hamster, Momo? Momo? I think he can. Right. Okay. Sorry I was late. I'm just setting up now, guys. Well, I'm set up, but I'm just getting the latest. Right, okay. Right, so there's a lot going on, a hell of a lot. So I think what I said, what we'll do, we won't be spending too long on each story because there's a lot to get through. So, right, what we're going to do, we're going to get first of all, we're going to get the latest on this yacht. So the captain is being questioned now. So just bear with me, and I'm just going to get that article up now. Right. This yacht, this story makes no sense to me. Right, 62 people watching. Welcome in. Please hit the like if you enjoy this sort of content. Dislike if you don't. I appreciate you all being here. We're going to get into the first story today. Every time I do a story, I always pop the link in to that story. So if you're watching on the replay, we've got the replay crew. Then wait for the live chat to process, and you'll be able to see it. Right then. Anyone, what's that keyboard? Oh, so what keyboard? Right, so the bells are going. I can't believe it's dark already. Have you heard? Yes, I've heard about him. He'd been attacked as well, hasn't he? Who's working? I can't keep up with chat. So hello, Lee. Terry Knowles Band again. Henry, Candice, thanks for being a member. John is here. Lulu. If you want to join the membership, you can. It's still open while we work out what we're going to do. Isn't the captain supposed to go down? Yeah, I'm sorry, but I think that this is my opinion. Hi, Mara. Again, this is just my opinion, because these days you got to be careful what you're saying, because, you get arrested. But in my opinion, this was a hit job. And as far as I'm aware, we can still give an opinion. I was going to make a video today of my thoughts on the Notting Hill Carnival and hi Yvonne and the riots and hello Cosmic Wartoad and everything else. I didn't get round to it, so I'll do it tomorrow. But I do want to make a video. Excuse me. I just honestly, I've been crazy busy, but things will start to peter off now. You all right, Gizmo? Have you seen a hamster? All right. You all right, Georgie? Hi, George. George. He's so cute. Right then. So this is the latest. Now, hello, Brun Vixen. Hello, new hobby. A lovely jubbler. Bex, how you doing? Say hello to Pat. So I think this is rather like suspicious that the captain survived this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just find it really suspicious. So we're going to get the latest on this. Like I say, we're not going to be too long on each story tonight. I want to blitz through because there's just too much going on. So captain of Mike Lynch's yacht under investigation for manslaughter. So the lawyer for James Cutfield says the client is deeply affected after sinking the Bayesian off the coast of Sicily. It left 7 dead. Now, they found all the bodies now. They've also found Mike's daughter, who I think was only about 18, I think. How you doing, Space Cat? You can't, yeah, you can't do anything these days, but that is just... I'll give a video tomorrow on it all because I find that the carnival has been like this for years. It's just an excuse for people to go around killing each other. There is a lady who's actually dead now, who's been stabbed to death on Family Day. You know, it should be held somewhere else. It shouldn't be held where it is. It's just too big. But anyway, so the captain of the luxury yacht, which sank in a storm off the coast of Sicily last week, it's killed the British tech they were calling him the British Bill Gates, has been placed under investigation for charges. So I don't know what that means because he hasn't been arrested by the looks of it, but he's under investigation. It says the victims, we know about the victims. Just going to have a quick glance through this. So prosecutors questioned him. He's from New Zealand. For a second time, at the conclusion of the interrogation, investigators asked him to appoint a lawyer. So Italian prosecutor launches manslaughter. So let's have a quick look at this video here. Why isn't it going to full screen? What's that about? Oh my God, it's not working. Hello. Full screen's not working, folks. This is just going to be a disaster stream as well, isn't it? Like they usually are.
Vi comunico ufficialmente.
Apparently, you've got to wear.
Che la Procura della Repubblica.
You've got to get a magnifying glass out or wear spectacles to be able to watch this video. But what
di Termini Imerese ha iscritto un fascicolo allo Stato nei confronti di ignoti, ipotizzando i reati di naufragio colposo e omicidio colposo plurimo.
Perché i passeggeri sono rimasti indietro?
Why are the passengers left behind? Because the passengers were probably not awake.
Invece gli altri da prima, ovviamente non può essere una certezza sul comportamento tenuto dai soggetti deceduti. È probabile che la loro posizione pensare.
This is all very, very presumptuous.
Non è dimostrabile sicuramente in questo primo.
Come on, pull the other one. So basically, what they're saying is that why was it just so happened that the crew and the captain, like most of the crew, got off, not all of them, and the passengers who just so happened to be, you know, extremely high profile, just so happened to be killed. I find this really, really suspicious. Hi Julius, I genuinely believe that was a hit. I'm sorry, I do. It's dodgy as. They were probably locked in their rooms. Yeah, celebrating a fraud trial win against BlackRock, Vanguard and Easy Street. Yes, an unsinkable yacht just after he's just been acquitted. An unsinkable yacht sinks. You couldn't make this shit up. And then his partner, is a co-defendant, just so happens to get run over and killed. And the press aren't all over this shit. Why? I don't get it. What am I missing? Where's Georgie? Disappeared. Right. Anyway, so we'll keep an eye on this because the captain, they're blaming the captain. Now, is the captain the fall guy? Did he? Imagine if he did do it on purpose. Can you imagine how much he'd been paid? So there's another story here. Let me see if it'll let me open it. Yes, it will. So apparently, this was only moments ago. The captain now has refused to answer questions in manslaughter probe. So they're going to go for him for manslaughter. Hi, Simon. How you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Hi, Amethyst. Yeah, the chef didn't survive. Please hit the like, guys, if you enjoy the content. Dislike if you don't. Right, so let me see if this one's got any sound that is in English. No. Okay, so this is breaking news. The captain of the yacht that sank has exercised his right to remain silent as he faced further questioning from Italian prosecutors investigating the sinking of the billionaire Mike Lynch's super yacht. Was it his super yacht then? Was it actually his? So apparently he says he wants to remain silent. Now, that is, to me, already suspicious. He's being placed under investigation, does not imply guilt, does not mean formal charges will necessarily follow. It's still unclear whether other individuals were placed under investigation. But the fact that he is being investigated and he is exercised his right to remain silent, this was 21 minutes ago, is interesting. It really is. And no one's talking about, hi, Pat, psyops seem to be fashion these days. Hello, Pablo, how you doing? Good to see you. I just can't get my head around that the mainstream media aren't on this. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Right then, let's see what else is going on. And unfortunately, again, the news is quite depressing. But the main news today has got to be old Kia cars. Now, I was going to make a video and I thought I'll just wait to do it in a news stream. So he's done his little speech today. We're going to try and watch a bit of it, not a lot. I cannot deal with this man speaking for, is it 21 minutes? I think he did. I cannot deal with that. But he said it's going to be painful. Now, this guy is I'm going to do a video, hi MG, of all of the, left the windows open, of all of the U-turns this man has done. He's done a lot of U-turns, guys, pretty more than Theresa May and all of them joined together. 101, who is V? Sink. Pity they can't sink V's yacht with his gold. Oh yeah, who's V? Not painful for him, exactly. Oh no, you don't want to. He's probably the only one that's stopping some of the other stuff that would be happening. I wish I hadn't voted for Labour. Blade Runner, you didn't, did you? That's 2 people now that admit to voting for this man. I'm struggling to find many. I know of 2 that admit it. So is that Beth Rigby? Oh, right, so we're going to see what he had to say today. Now, the budget's coming in October, and he promised not to put up income tax, no VAT, no money back, no guarantee. What was the other one? Income tax, VAT, and something, national insurance. And he promised these 3 things, okay? And we knew that he was slippery, and we knew he was Teflon, and we knew that hi Giddy, and we knew that he was going to do a U-turn, but this quickly, this many, I thought so. Hi Kathy. And this is why I want to do a video tomorrow, because I'm going to show all of the hypocrisy that needs to be pointed out. You couldn't make this shit up, but I'll be doing it in a video. I won't do it now because I want to get through the news. How you doing, Elsie? Good to see you again. Right then, here we go. So this isn't the full speech, don't worry.
This government won't always be perfect. There is a budget coming in October, and it's going to be painful. It
sounds like, right? Sorry to interrupt you. Oh, I'm interrupting myself. It sounds like he's got something stuck up his bum. Is it just me? Yeah, no income tax, no VAT, no money back, no guarantee, doesn't it? If you listen to what they said, but it talks, right? Like, you know, like if you're constipated, okay, and you need to prove, and you got, you know, it sounds like he's got turtle head. He's like this. You can just imagine him like, I need a poo sort of thing. Just listen to him, and then you might understand what I mean. Yeah, wearing a thong. Anyway, look, guys, you know I'm a little bit balmy, and the thing is, we've got to keep this light-hearted because we'll all end up like in a mental institution if we don't, because everything's going to shit, right? Hi, Sawan, I've got your email. I will reply, mate. Once everything's done and calmed down, I can sit down. I will reply. Hi, Pat. Hi, Jennifer. Love. Hello, Bellas. Yeah. So basically, for those people that might be quite new and you're thinking, why is she laughing? Guys, if you don't laugh, you will cry. All right. So, you know, I always do my own little take on the news. It does though. It's like he's holding in a fart or something. Just now you'll listen to him in a different way.
Things are worse.
Yeah, old turtle head.
Than we ever imagined.
It's really quiet.
Prime Minister, you say you want to build trust and be honest with people. You've got off to a bad start with pensioners who voted for you, and then you cut their winter fuel allowance, and it wasn't in your manifesto. You also said in the general election you had no plans to raise taxes beyond what you'd set out in your manifesto. Now you're saying something else. So can you please level with people? Are you going to raise taxes? And are you looking, when you talk about the broader shoulders, are you looking at taxes on working people? Or are you now looking at a range of wealth taxes on shareholders, homeowners, big business? Thank you.
But as I said in the campaign, in relation to working people, income tax, VAT, national insurance,
no money
we will not increase tax.
I don't know how this person can keep a straight face saying all this shit. Do you? Yeah, it's like he's got an adenoid problem, or he's got something either stuck up his bum or coming out of his bum. He's like,
so I was clear before the election. I'll be clear again after the.
I can't stand him.
Obviously, the budget is in a number of weeks, and the detail will be set out there.
Into Lidl, we're famous.
Before the election, which is
big up Lidl. I actually don't like Lidl, but big up Beck.
The only levers that can be pulled are more taxes or more spending. Our number one mission is to grow the economy, to make sure that we are creating the money in the first place. That remains the number one mission.
Freedom.
Nothing knocks that mission. And that's why it's really important we have a transport system that works. That's why it's really important we have an NHS capable of getting through the
Hi, that girl.
That's why it's important we have the National Wealth Fund, Great British Energy, that we unlock planning.
It won't last 4 years.
All of those decisions are decisions we've taken in the first 7 weeks to make sure we get the economy where we need it. But we're going to have to take tough decisions. I did not cater for a £22 billion black hole. And that's because it wasn't on the ABR's books. We were looking at the
right, Billy Bullshitter. Now the 22 billion black hole. Are they still going to give money to Ukraine? This is the question. Okay, is the money going to go to Ukraine? And if it does, then why? Why are we funding a war that we were told was going to be over in 6 months? That was started in February 2022, and everyone can blame Russia. That's fine, but if you actually look into it, that wasn't. No, you're not banned. The person who kept banning is not here anymore. I don't think he's deluded at all. Now, when you watch my Fabian stream, I'm going to go into a lot more detail on Friday if you watch it on my other channel. this person is not deluded. He knows exactly what he is doing. All right. He is born for this. He is a very high up Fabian. He carried on from Tony Blair. Now, Tony Blair is still in charge. He's pulling the strings in the background. David Cameron has been in charge before that. He was pulling all of the strings. And Doris wasn't doing as he was told, so they got rid of him. They need to leave Ukraine. They need to stop funding this war. People don't seem to realise what has been happening in the Donbass region for well over 10 years now. There's been slaughter. I've seen some of the videos. They're too horrendous to ever show you what the is it the Azov brigade have been doing. It's terrible, right? So Russia went in to stop that. Now, there's good and bad on both. Russia have done some bad things, but I'll tell you something now. The Ukrainians have done some probably worse things from what I've seen. Now, with us funding it, now, how many Ukrainians have died? A lot of Ukrainians. More so, they won't tell us how many have died on both sides. Ukraine is being ripped to pieces, that country, and we all know who's going to come back in to help rebuild it. It will be loans from the West, it will be Vanguard, it will be BlackRock, it will be all these, and they'll all be coming in, and they will what's the word? They will help, and they will give loans. Then when they can't afford the loans, you can just see what's going to happen. In 10 years' time, you're going to see what's going to happen. So why we keep pumping billions and billions into this? Where has it got anyone? Just loads of people are dead and we can't afford to heat our homes. It makes no sense. So now he won't pull the plug on Ukraine, but let's just see, let's give him a chance. Let's give him his one budget in October. If he makes cuts to everything else, but continues to fund the Ukraine war, I think it's about time that people took to the streets on this, because when it comes to Palestine, there's been absolute uproar with what is happening, how we're helping Israel, we're funding, we're giving them weapons and everything else to kill people in the Gaza Strip. But when it comes to Ukraine, it's silence. And another thing, where are the Green Brigade? What about all the shit that's going in the air from all these bombs? We're going about the atmosphere and we can't even put a log fire on because they talk about the fumes going into the atmosphere and the CO2. But then it's okay to send off all these bombs and all the smoke going up. You know, they're just constant walking hypocrisies, these people are, and it just pisses me off. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now.
As you were, the available material, but it wasn't there. The OBR didn't know about it. That's why they're conducting a review, is to find out why they didn't know about it. But £22 billion black hole on top of what we knew to be the situation is a problem that I'm not just going to pretend isn't there, or that we can easily fix. We're going to have to fix it. We're going to have to fix it quickly, because I genuinely do not think that the politics where we simply pretend things can be done that can't be done is working. And we will do it straight away. That's why I call that.
I'll get the stick out your bum or whatever it is that's stuck up there and shut the F up. Right, okay. So the October budget is going to be painful. But like I say, I don't predict it's going to be painful for anyone other than us. Now, the Ukraine people, the poor Ukraine people having their country ripped apart. Hi, Marcus. Do they want this high sweet freedom? Pablo is going to Oasis. Are you a big fan? Can you imagine how much tickets are going to be? He's not a politician. He's a lawyer. He's another one. He was public prosecutions, just like Blair, a lawyer. Oh, well, thank you very much. Oh, one of the boys is snoring. So this is the full speech. We're not going to see any more of that because he'll send me around the bend. But he's saying that those with the broadest shoulders should bear the heaviest burden. Now, what does that mean? Are they talking about putting Birmingham heat? Are they talking about putting up corporation tax, which sounds great? Let's tax the rich and give to the poor. But what that will do is all of the big businesses who employ will bugger off abroad. It's socialism. It doesn't work. Bits of it do. Bits of it work. The pensioners thing is the headlines, where we were just talking about Space Cat about this. The headlines are, we're taking away the winter fuel allowance for the pensioners, right? That is and isn't true. It's going to be means tested. It's not being taken away from all pensioners. If you are on pension credit, or if you are on housing benefit or anything like that, you will still get it. They're just taking it off as a blanket. You're getting it. And I've been calling for this for years, because you've got pensioners who have moved to Spain, expat. They've gone to Spain. They've sold their house over here, but because they're still classed as a British citizen, they're getting winter fuel allowance of £300 per couple when they're living in Spain. Make that make sense. You can't. These are the sort of things that stopped. But if your granny is on a state pension, she hasn't got no money and she's very poor, she isn't going to be losing it. And that is what the media aren't. I'm not sticking up for him here, but this should have happened years ago. When the Tories wanted to get rid of it, Labour were going nuts. Can you see the hypocrisy? The thing is, right, this is why I haven't been going off about this, because I know it's going to get me too wound up, which is why I've stayed quite quiet on the Starmer situation, which is why I'm going to do it in a separate video. You might want to see that video tomorrow, because you're probably going to see the Brummie come out of the bunny. You may just see the Brummie. But I want to keep this to a news stream. So let's just take it easy. I don't say yam all right. That is a yum yum. Anyway, moving on. So that was the big news today with Starmer. Yeah. Well, you're in Scotland, aren't you? So you hate the Tories up there. But then what do you have? Apparently there's a new party, Alex Salmond's party. Anyway, right, we're going to move on. Now, there was a fire today in Dagenham. Was it today or yesterday? I'm just reading the chat. Shame on you. What did you do? I made a crush. She's weird, isn't she? So there was a fire at Dagenham today. Why do I feel like it was yesterday? I feel like the days are just morphing into one this summer. It's just flying by, isn't it? The media were all over it. They were like, you can tell that they are wanting another Grenfell, even though it's horrible. The media just they love a disaster, don't they? They're all, oh, there's this big fire. Oh, no one's died. Well, good, no one's died. So this was the fire today. Oh, she's got a pup out. Look now. As far as I'm aware, there's only 2 people in hospital, but we'll get a catch up on this. This is awful. And a freedom of information request has been put in, and there's over 3,000 of these buildings that are dangerous. Hi, Anne. The vote. I don't know. I only know there's only 2 people that I know of, and that's on this channel, that say they voted for him. So let's get an update on this. This poor lady, her wedding dress was in there. You know, like it's just, you know, it's little things like that that ruin somebody's life.
We are in dead end. We got no money, nowhere to sleep, nothing, nowhere. We are devastated
AI,
because our wedding dress was exactly inside the apartment, which we picked up just 2 days before.
Raining.
But now we are in dead end. We got no money, nowhere to sleep, nothing, nowhere. So we just came out of the bed. I only grabbed the phone. She just phoned and the dog. We opened the doors from our flat, and there was everywhere smoke. We couldn't breathe when we were, you know, coming out of the building.
We don't have nothing. Let's see what happens. Time will be showing.
It's only 3 weeks left. We don't know. We don't even have money to buy another wedding dress, you know, because all we spent, we took the loans, everything to plan and everything on our wedding.
I kind of like, I'm 50-50 on this. You're lucky to be alive. I get it. Yeah, Amethyst agrees. A lot of them don't need it. And the people that need it should definitely get it. But there's people that don't. So did you vote Labour, Sawan? Is that what you're saying? Right, I'm going to give you a wrench, Druss, but you need to be good, okay? So no one does block you. Druss is very cheeky, guys, okay? So just beware. He is cheeky. Yeah, so he's lucky to be alive, okay? But I do understand him as well. He sounds Polish. The thing is, we used to all, well, not all of us, but some of us used to moan when all the Poles came in the early 2000s, when they opened the floodgates to Europe and the EU, and the Poles were like filling in most cities. But looking back, that was heaven compared to what it is now. It's terrible, isn't it, Candice? It was awful. But the media, they just, I could just see them frothing at the mouth. Oh, there's another Grenfell. No one's died. We should be glad. Yeah, so he has had one before, Mara, but he's quickly lost it, so we'll see. But yeah, these Polish people come over and work really hard. I used to work with some. The women can be hit and miss. Some of the women are all right. One of them was really lovely. One of them was really, they come across quite hard and hard-faced. But, you know, they usually come over to work, and this is looking to me like a working couple. They've saved up for the wedding dress has gone, and it's devastating. But then on the other hand, at least they are alive and the dog's okay.
Book everything, and this is how it is now.
Yeah.
It always could be worse. We are happy we're still alive.
There you go. Did you have insurance? That's the question. If you had contents insurance, then your wedding dress would be covered. But that was an awful fire today. What's this? Dramatic footage shows lightning. What's that? So, hang on a sec. Just come off that a minute. The Polish fought for Austria in World War II. Well, they did let themselves get invaded first, though. I'm joking. I'm making jest of it. Hopefully, people will get used to my sarcastic sense of humour. Some people think I take things too seriously. No, I think, yeah, they did. They helped us out a lot, and then they had to suffer from the USSR for years. You know, they are the hardest workers. Where I used to work, we had some. I think most of the people that worked, we used to make these massive like septic tank things, and we needed a special type of fabricator who could do the job. And the boss went everywhere in the UK, and nobody was trained up to make these big tanks. So we had to go to Poland. This was 2007, 2008. And he bought loads. He bought like 25 over, and he bought the families over, and they worked bloody hard. They were working 12 to 15 hour shifts. I'm not joking. And they were sleeping there upstairs. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. But right, so the next story, we're going to blitz through this tonight. Like I say, the news is depressing. I'm trying to make it that tiny bit more light-hearted. I am very sarcastic. So, you know, I'm just, please be aware, guys, new people here. I'm not a heartless bitch. How you doing, everybody? We're all going to B&M now. B&M. Oh, B&M. Oh, okay. Space Cat likes a bit of sarcasm. I don't know what peaky I'm talking about. I remember that housing bloke. What housing bloke? Right, okay. I'm going to stop reading the chat. Julius says, yeah, we did go to them. We did help them. Right then, 2 charged with murder. So this story doesn't add up to me. Now, this is the one in Bradford. Okay. Now, this mum and 3 children died in the house fire. Hello, MK Ultra. I am a realist. If I say crows are black and you're going to tell me there's some white ones instead. Do you know what, though, Pablo? There actually are. I actually posted a photo last year, no lie, of a white crow. There are. But yeah, people will argue on here. But the thing is, Pablo's quite new, so he's got to get used to the sarcasm. You will get used to it, Pablo. Most of us, if not all of us, are very sarcastic on here and take the piss. but we can't take anything to heart. But I think you'll get used to it. Right then, so this is in Bradford. Now, this is the mum and 3 children who perished in a house fire. I cannot even imagine what these, it's just awful. Now, 2 men have been charged with murder and attempted murder. And I guess I need to get my head around this, Hi MK Ultra, because if you remember, they arrested the dad who was in critical condition. You will, Pablo. Hi, Martin. X1 UFO. Oh, I don't know. Pablo, trust me. We're very sarcastic on here. We have a lot of banter. Very sarky. My humour's quite dry. It can be quite, I don't mean to offend, but I do sometimes. Hello, Catherine. How you doing? Good to see you all. Martin Clark's in the house. Right then. So this didn't make any sense. The dad was in, where's Bev and where's Rose? I hope you're all okay. I hope if you watch on the replay, hello, my lovelies. The dad was in critical condition with burns. This is the last we heard last week when I covered this on my other show. And he was under arrest even though he was unconscious. Right? Now, fast forward a week and we've now got 2 men have been charged. Now, I don't understand this because who is the attempted murder? Is that the dad? So if that's the case, the dad was innocent and the dad was being arrested whilst he was in intensive care with burns and the police got it wrong. That is what it's looking like. So let's have a quick look into this. So Briony Gawiff's family said the deaths have brought unimaginable sadness and grief, while her fiance described being absolutely distraught. I cannot imagine life without them. So the dad, remember, was in trouble. They blamed him. They actually blamed him. I think Druss is behind. How you doing, Martin? Right. Okay. I'm just catching up with this now. Listen to this, guys. So 2 men have been charged with the murder of a woman and her 3 children. Mohammed Shabir and Callum Sunderland, both from Keighley, West Yorkshire. I thought you were because you were talking about Starmer, like I do that a lot. I end up back in the stream and I'm out of date with the chat. Have been jointly charged with 4 counts of murder. So that's the 3 children and the mom, and 1 count of attempted murder. So the attempted murder's the dad. I am disgusted that the police blamed him. And he's really, really, really poorly in hospital. The pair have been remanded in custody to appear at Bradford magistrates. Briony Gawiff, who was also known as B, along with her 3 children, Destiny, Oscar and Aubrey, died in the early hours of Wednesday, the 21st of August. Oh, God, this is awful. Police believe their home on Westbury Road in Bradford was deliberately set alight. Some people have contacted me saying that they think this is suspicious. As AI, have you took the dog out yet? West Yorkshire Police said 4 other people remained under investigation. Ah, okay. The dad, a 39-year-old man, arrested at the scene on suspicion of murder. They said this was the dad. It's clearly not. Who remains in hospital in a critical condition. So he's still under investigation. They said that was the dad. The next one, a 36-year-old man was arrested on Friday on suspicion of murder and attempted murder, who was being interviewed and released on conditional bail. What the hell is going on up in Bradford? Why are all these people in trouble for killing this family? Like, what? This looks like a blatant hit, doesn't it? A 54-year-old woman and a 42-year-old man arrested on Monday on suspicion of assisting an offender. That sounds like the parents of the 25-year-old have also been interviewed and released. Just my opinion. Hello, Timmy. Let me just make sure that's you. Let me give you a wrench. I'll be back over in Vellies after. Right. I already had this plan, this one. Interesting. So why would all these people, thank you, Timmy. Why would all these people be involved in killing 3 children and a mother? And they said that the guy in hospital was the dad, but then they've just said that the fiance made a comment. So this doesn't make any sense. Good to see you, Timmy. Following the deaths last week, police issued a statement for the family who said the loss of B and the children referred to as Chuck, is that Chuch, Oggy and Strawberry? What? Had brought unimaginable sadness and grief. Our B was our life and the soul of the party. Music was a big part of her life. She loved music, singing and dancing. This is awful. I just can't imagine why anybody in their right mind would want to hurt children, want to hurt anybody. Who wants to set fire to anybody? Penny's gone all brum tonight. I have, because I'm getting annoyed with that Starmer. He seems to be on my news all the time, and I'm sick to death of him. And I'm trying not to rant because I want to keep this to the news. I don't want to keep it. We live in an absolute, I know we do. We do, Timmy. But you can't say that anymore because sick means good these days with the kids, apparently. Hello, Bridget, love. Oh, God. We remind all concerned, have you taken Gizmo out yet? Lay down. That criminal proceedings against the defendants are active and that they have a right to a fair trial. So we're not allowed to accuse, even though they've been arrested, because guess what, folks? It's innocent until proven guilty, unless you are white and what they call a rioter. So if you stood watching a riot, you'll be arrested now. Okay. If you are not taking part, but you're watching, we've got people in jail now. There was one in Ireland, in Belfast, who was watching. He's in jail. That you're fast tracked within a 24-hour court if you are watching. I can't. My head hurts trying to work it all out. Anyway, I'll make a separate video on that. All right, let's just get to some more news. There's so much news. I'm trying to blitz through the lot because there's a lot of news. For those of you who missed yesterday's stream outside, I was just letting everybody know that I found the article I've been looking for. So I can do my Fabian stream. Right then, again, it's all doom and gloom. I'm going to try and find some light-hearted news at the end. I didn't have time to before I came on. Oh, yeah, the suits and the sunglasses. Yeah, there's all that as well. There's lots going on at the moment. So a British teenager is missing after disappearing off a Dutch beach. They are trying to wind us up. It's called gaslighting. Georgie, no, George. Oscar's tail isn't a little toy. He thinks Oscar's tail's a toy. Georgie, George. No, Oscar's tail isn't a pom-pom to play with. No. 13-year-old puppy thinks my giant rabbit is a toy. Gizmo's never been like that with the rabbits, but George thinks that they're all toys. No, Georgie. Ah, look his little face. Right, so a teen has been missing since Sunday. Police in the Netherlands told Sky News that the large-scale search and rescue operation is now a missing persons investigation. So this is a British teenager in the Netherlands has gone missing. I'm just going to pop the link in. So every time I cover a story, I will be dropping the link in. Can you keep an eye on Georgie for me, please? I can't watch him. Right, so 3 of the swim... Right. A large-scale search and rescue operation was launched after 4 friends, all of whom were from the UK, got into difficulties in the seaside resort of, oh my God, Scheveningen. I know that was really bad. The Hague, on the 25th of August. 3 of the swimmers were rescued and taken to hospital, but one teenage girl, who was reported to be 19 years old, was not found. Oh, this is awful. The Hague's fire department said the group were near to, I'm not even going to go there, on a green lighthouse and popular tourist attraction. So she's been missing since Monday. Oh no, the search was scaled down on Monday, so it was the 25th, but still included an aeroplane. It's not looking good, is it? So they've got lost and they've ended up split up, and this one girl's still missing. That's awful. So the family are obviously in contact with the Foreign Office. Hi, boys. So I'm just talking to my pups. It's awful. It really is. Say that again, Penny. What did I say? Hi, Rach, love. I'm literally catching the odd bit of chat. I'm blitzing through these news stories, guys, because there's just so many. Now, I thought this was a really weird one. I'll get this up. No, Georgie. No, George. It's not a pom-pom. No, George. Hang on a minute, guys. Sorry. AI, can you come and sort the dogs out, please? God. Kirstie Allsopp, TV presenter. He keeps tugging on Oscar's tail. He thinks it's a toy. And then when you come, he sits down good as gold like nothing's happened. Right. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all well. Missing at sea is never good. No, I know it's not. It does happen. I got my girl on my lap. George is so cute, but he doesn't understand, does he? So, Kirstie, this is a really weird one, right? Pincho! AI is getting more intelligent each year. What, my hubby? Is that the real Pincho? Pincho, Gizmo needs to go out. Gizmo, Pincho Paxton, let me just give you a wrench. Are you going to come back for our Halloween show? Oh, I need to message Nick and give him a new number. Because it's not the Jay Slater lad, watch this story. Oh, yeah, of course, Pablo, I agree. That was really bizarre. Right, Gizmo's gone to bed now. Right, so TV presenter said the fallout from the revelation that her youngest son, 15, had gone interrailing across Europe shows there is a problem with fear, xenophobia and restriction of the rights of teenagers. I wonder what people will make of this. Let me know once we've Oscar growls at him. The other day, Oscar had this big piece of fuzz hanging out of his tail, and I've been trying to get it, but he kept running off. George got it. He's running around with this big piece of fuzz in his mouth. So funny. Right, so I don't know what you guys think about this. Her 15-year-old went across Europe on his own, right, with a 16-year-old friend, and she had social services. If you're in the US or the Canada, it's back. Pincho's back, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend. We need you back at Halloween. You don't have to go on location if you don't want to. She ran off last time, left us. I find this a really strange story. So social services, CPS, which is Child Protection Services in other countries, they call it CPS, where over here, CPS is Crown Prosecution Service. So she said it was absurd that reports were made to social services. Now, the TV presenter has come under significant criticism after she revealed her son. Like, why would you even put that on social media? What does she expect? I find it really bizarre. She revealed her son went travelling to several European cities with a 16-year-old friend. What do people think of this? My sister was a mother at 15. Depends on the teenager, says Lulu. Well, I think that lads are more immature at 15 than girls. Not that I would say that anyone should be going at 15. I moved out at 16, 15, 16. So no, I wouldn't let Jack go anywhere at 15, but Jack does have autism, but even then I still wouldn't. I think it's bad parenting. I agree, Jen Love. So Jennifer's just made a comment there. I agree. I really do. Right, so we're going to catch up on this story now.
Should Kirstie Allsopp have allowed her 15-year-old son to go interrailing around Europe? It sparked a fierce public debate since the TV presenter revealed she let him go travelling for 3 weeks with a 16-year-old friend this summer.
Bloody hell.
Days later, he turned 16 and she posted this video of him on his birthday, thanking people for kind and supportive messages.
Sorry.
But she's now revealed she's been contacted by a social worker from her local council, Kensington and Chelsea, who asked her what safeguards she'd put in place for her son's travel. She said she felt sick and incandescent and believes it was sparked by a malicious report to social services. Taking to Instagram, she's doubled down, ending a lengthy post saying, "I hope the silver lining to this cloud is that everyone stops and thinks about the freedoms we had as children and ask what harm could be done, not by the freedoms, but by the restrictions and fears we're imposing on our kids." But parents have taken different views on her decision.
I think it depends on the maturity, but I would go for 18. 18 is the right age.
At that particular age, they're quite vulnerable still, and the world is quite, dangerous really with the age of internet. And so, yeah, I'll personally say that no.
It's prompted questions. Do social services have any grounds for an investigation? And could allowing a 15-year-old to go travelling amount to neglect?
There is no law that says what age you can be.
Travelling implies it's around the UK. I agree, it was different back then, Lee. I think this is shocking. I really do. Like, genuinely, like, 1996, I was moving out. It was different back then. But I did live with another family member, but I didn't live with my parents. But I'd changed what I was doing at 15 for 3 weeks in Somalia or Iraq. It's insane. I find this really bad. Honestly. I had 9 grandchildren, that's funny. Yeah, she wants to come on. Even 18, like, look at Jay Slater. Jay Slater was 19 and he went to Tenerife and look what happened. And everyone was saying, oh, he's a young lad. He shouldn't have. Why would he have gone? Why would Jay Slater have gone back to the B&B and not gone with his friends? And that's a 19-year-old lad did something. I still think there was more to that, but Gizmo is back at the door. Daddy, he wants to go out. You want to go for walkies, Daddy? Walkies. Go and get him then. Go on then. And tell Daddy to go out. So, I'm just giving like an example. Everyone said that Jay Slater was, not mature enough mentally to go on holiday. He made a stupid decision and he ended up paying for his life, if that's what happened, what the officials say. But at the end of the day, this is a 15-year-old kid, and this isn't just in one country. This is several countries over Europe, and put it on social media. Shut up, Truss. You're going to lose your thing. I know it's terrible, so on RIPJ, but I can't. I just can't get my head around this.
Other than buying the ticket price, that might be an age on it. However, the law of this land says you've got all of those freedoms. But if something happens, then the law may take another look and may challenge those decisions at a later date.
A Kensington and Chelsea Council spokesperson said, safeguarding children is an absolute priority. We take any referral we receive very seriously, and we have a statutory responsibility for children under 18 years of age. Kirstie Allsopp says she believes her son's trip was inspiring, adding the call from social services has been a huge shock. Becky Johnson, Sky News.
I'm shocked that she thinks that there's the call from social.
Should Kirstie also?
I'm shocked that she thinks that the call from social services is a shock. I really am. Well, Rach, it is a really bizarre. I'm sorry, but it is really, really strange. I'm waiting for Daddy to come and get you, Gizmo. It's really, really bizarre. Like, I cannot imagine any mum letting a 15-year-old who isn't quite 16 go off with another 16-year-old. Hi, Paula, my love. I just find that really bizarre. What do you guys think? The thing is, there are a lot of malicious calls to social services. Trust me, they waste their time. But on this occasion, it's not a suspicious call because you've put your child on social media swinging from ropes in another country without a responsible parent. So it's not like someone has made a malicious report and made things up. They've actually seen them with their own eyes. Like that lad then, if you watch the video, was swinging on some sort of rope thing over what looked like some sort of like ravine or something. That is really, really dangerous. Yeah, we all do different things. Exactly. They have got money. Yeah, that's a good point, Simon. But yeah, I think this is bad. So she later issued a defence saying he was almost 16. Doesn't matter if you're under 18 and you shouldn't be going on holiday on your own. Kirstie's son would have had out of jail credit card. Yeah, I agree with that. But Pablo, if that would have gone wrong and something would have happened to him, then what? Because thank God it didn't. But what if something had gone wrong? What if he'd gone missing? How often do you hear about people go travelling? Adults go missing. So you imagine this young lad, he could have gone missing. Now, who was the 16-year-old with? Was it his girlfriend? Or was it his friend? Is it okay for a 15-year-old to go on holiday with his 16, if it's a girl, with his 16-year-old girlfriend? Let's just say it was a girl. This is really irresponsible parenting. Yeah, exactly, Bridget. And we're talking about children going to Europe. How's he got the ticket? She's got to have done the ticket as well. How has he got onto an airline without a parent there? So Oscar's birthday is in late August. So he's summer born. So actually, he's one of the youngest. Oh, thank you, Paula. Oh, thank you, my love. I'll give that to Jack. Oh, why won't you let me heart your thing? That's it. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I'll give that to Jack. Oh, Georgie, no, Oscar's ear is not a teddy. No, George. No, George. No, George. If you don't know who Oscar is, he's my giant rabbit. He's bigger than my dog. And George thinks that his ear is a chew. No. George, Oscar's alive. Okay. So she's put here, the obsession with this age boundary is bizarre. Now, you can have unaccompanied minors on a plane. You can, yeah. I know that, Unity calling. But you have to like make provisions for it, don't you? So you have to like say, this person is unaccompanied, let the airline know. And then there's someone to meet him at the other end. He was on holiday on his own for 3 weeks in 3 different countries. That is just so bizarre to me. I'm not surprised that social services got involved, to be honest. Would anybody else here let their 15-year-old son, almost 16, go on to Europe on their own for 3 weeks? Hello, Bev. Just need Rose now. What if it had been 2 girls, aged 15 and 16? That would have been would have been terrible. Any major trips I went to, Alton Towers twice while I was in Girls Brigade. I waited until my last 2 years to go. Yeah. I came from an unbroken home. 3 countries over 3 weeks. A week in each country, Unity calling. That's shocking, that. Yeah, I went into town at like 13, 14 on the bus on my own. Yeah, we did stupid things back then. The world was different. But going abroad at 15 is, I think it's illegal. But she said it wasn't, so I don't know. Right. I don't know if you guys have heard this. This is another one that hasn't really been in the headlines much. Mariah Carey's mom and sister have both died on the same day. I find this another really strange story. And they wouldn't reveal what. I know the mom had been poorly, but now you hear a lot, don't you, about this? You hear a lot about. Yeah, exactly, Pablo. If I missed you in chat, by the way, just let you know as well, if anyone's new, when I'm doing a news show and I'm presenting, I do miss a lot of chats. So please don't be offended if I don't see any. Yeah, I think it's too coincidental. Now, a lot of these elites, these rich people, you will notice that their family members do seem to end up exactly so on. Yeah. Well, there could be that, Lee. But if you remember Whitney Houston, now, the night before she died in that hotel, she turned up drenched wet and ran onto stage, said they're trying to kill me. Then the next day, she's dead in a bathtub. Now, her daughter, 6 months later, Unity calling gets it, is found dead in a bathtub in exactly the same way. Now, if you look at all of these superstars and these singers and these Hollywood actors, a lot of their family members do end up being bumped off. And if not, they end up, if the family members don't, then they do, or both. So I did find this quite weird because apparently she's come out now and said that she had a horrible relationship with her mother and her sister was doing something to her as well. So this is awful, though. She's 50-something now, you know, Mariah Carey. Oh, God.
Hero Wars.
Every day. Mariah Carey has announced that her mother and sister have died on the same day, calling it a tragic turn of events. The 55-year-old singer issued a statement on Monday to People as she spoke about her sudden loss. In it, she said, "My heart is broken that I've lost my mother this past weekend. Sadly, in a tragic turn of events, my sister lost her life on the same day. I feel blessed that I was able to spend the last week with my mom before she passed." She added, "I appreciate everyone's love and support and respect for my privacy during this impossible time." The cause of death...
Apparently, Mariah Carey's half black, half white. She's mixed race. I didn't know that. She doesn't look that to me. She just looks like she's maybe got a quarter. Yeah, Sweet Freedom. I did a video on it years ago on my other channel, but I think it got removed. I've still got the video that I made somewhere. Apparently, her dad was black and her mom was white. I was reading about it today. She doesn't look half and half, does she? I thought she was either like maybe a quarter black or maybe like Hispanic or something. I didn't realise that, but apparently she went through a lot growing up because her mother was looked down upon because she was with a black man, and back then in the 70s it was not. She was saying that it wasn't done. Well, that's what they said, Beck, but I don't know. I was reading about it today, about it, and she said that her dad was black and that her mom was bullied for it. So I don't know. I didn't know that.
Both her mum, Patricia, and sister, Alison, have not yet been released. Mariah's mum was an opera singer.
They won't tell us how they died. What's that about?
Who trained at the prestigious Juilliard in New York City and also worked as a vocal coach. They had a difficult relationship, but managed to work through their issues. And Mariah opened up about her family in her memoir. Although the singer grew closer to her mother, she had no contact with her siblings, Alison and brother Morgan.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you now. So basically, whatever went on with the sisters really weird. So a sister went into a hospice just weeks before death. And on Monday, her mom, Patricia, 87, and sister Alison, 63, died on the same day over the weekend. There's the sister. Now, the sister looks absolutely nothing like her, does she? She revealed that she had a problem with internal organs. Alison was on a home hospice care for the last 3 weeks of her life. Now, I'm thinking what Lee said about, hello, Julianne Lewis, you know, the prickaroo-rah. Why is, hang on a minute, right? Why is the sister doing all these photo shoots? This doesn't make any sense. So she hasn't spoken to her sister in years and years and years. So therefore, her sister's not famous, okay? Because she's not speaking to her. Do you want to go for some more dinner, Gizmo? So why is the sister on all these doing all these photo shoots before she died? This is a bit weird, isn't it? Don't you think? Look, it says there, look, the sister posing in a white button jacket in a past photo shoot. This is a really bizarre photo because she's not done up in makeup. Like usually if you go to a photo shoot, you're done up in makeup and everything, aren't you? This is like just, it's almost like the photo shoot was done for the pictures that were going to go in the paper when they announced she died, if that makes any sense. Yeah, Brittany Murphy, definitely. So it says here, farewell, Alison, may you now find peace. Your tortured soul forever free from earthly plane. Now, I feel blessed I was able to spend the last week with my mom. Now, this is where these things get really weird. In the past, Maria has been open about her relationships with her siblings, Alison and brother Morgan. Hello, George. In her 2020 memoir, George, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, she explained that it was emotionally and physically safer for me to not have any contact with her brother and sister. How weird's that? In 2020 interview with Oprah, the Oprah Conversation, Mariah discussed the relationship with her family. The singer described her brother as extremely violent and Alison troubled and traumatized. Another thing what she said is when I was 12 years old, my sister drugged me with Valium. And listen to this. This is what her sister did to what Mariah says. Was this a hit taken out by Mariah to get her back? She says that her sister drugged her when she was 12 years old with Valium, offered me a pinky nail full of cocaine, inflicted me with third-degree burns, and tried to sell me out to a pimp. Can you believe this? So that is what Mariah wrote in her memoirs about her own sister. I find this really, really bizarre. So she goes on, like they were on their journeys. By the time I got into this world, they'd already been damaged. She's put here, this is what I was reading earlier. They just grew up with the experience of living with a black father and a white mother, together as a family, and I was, for the most part, living with my mother. Now, the sister, in response to Mariah's claims, both of her siblings filed lawsuits. In February 2021, TMZ reported that Alison claimed she suffered emotional distress after reading Mariah's memoir. I imagine, though, if that was made up. I'm not saying it was or wasn't. It does sound like I can't say that. Bohemian Grove stuff. So I'm drink. So the sister sued her. And she's put, at the time, Alison said she was humiliated and embarrassed by the outrageous accusations. I've always thought there was something dodgy about Mariah Carey. I do like a lot of her music, but there's something that's never added up with her. Like, apparently she couldn't sing a tune. She was a terrible singer. And then she married that Sony boss. And overnight she became an amazing singer. Like, what's that about? You know? Is it like another Milli Vanilli? Do you know what I mean? Because you don't just become an amazing singer. You don't go from having no singing talent whatsoever. It's something you're born with. You can fine tune it, but if you've not got a voice, you've not got a voice. So 1 month later, Morgan sued Mariah, that's the brother, for defamation and emotional distress caused by her memoir, claiming that he was allegedly violent. In the case, Morgan claimed that he suffered extreme mental anguish and her memoir did serious damage to his reputation. It remains unclear how Alison's lawsuit concluded. What's that about then? But Morgan's case is still active, according to the New York Supreme Court documents. This is dodgy. This is really, really dodgy. So no one knows. So you imagine she wrote the memoir in 2020. In 2021, a year later and 3 years ago, they both sue her. The one is active, the brothers, and the sisters, no one ever found out what happened to it. Come on. It's literally like they wanted the sister and the brother wiped off the earth. The mother was the only one who could say whether this happened or not. And she's been wiped off the earth as well on the same day. I don't know about you guys, but something doesn't make any sense. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know about what you guys think. Anyway, how are we all doing? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Let me know in the comments if you are part of the replay crew. We've got the replay crew. What you think about these stories tonight. There's a lot of news going on. Eminem said she wakes up and tanks a bottle of wine. He said, you mean? Many do say that Eminem is trans. I know a lot of people say. I don't know if he is or not. I ain't got a clue. Right. Okay. What else have we got? Bear with me. I'm just catching up with the news. There's a lady. Let me just find about the lady who went missing in Yorkshire. She's been found dead. Let me just grab the story. So sad. I was actually going to cover this week. This lady that's gone missing in Doncaster in South Yorkshire. She's turned up dead. I'm sorry, guys, but our mate's all over it already. I know you all love him. Okay, now. This Peter Blexley guy. We're going to get an ad, probably. Where's the skip ad button?
Unusually, they haven't made an appeal to Kirstie.
Yeah, this was weird. She was last
perhaps
seen 11 days ago as she walked to a cemetery, right? This is right. She was walking to a cemetery and she disappeared. And usually, like he's just said, okay, Julius, they will do an appeal to that person. This wasn't on the mainstream media. At least some of the others can't stand him. What was that? I've just dropped the remote. Yeah, they usually do an appeal. Now she's 66 years old. If that was a 36-year-old woman or a 46-year-old woman, would they have done a massive appeal? We would have had reconstructions. Sky News would have been there, like in the Nicola Bulley case. Is it because she's older? They've thought, oh, it doesn't matter. That's how it feels to me. Everyone's important. I know, the 66. It's like when a man goes missing. The Jay Slater case was really bizarre because it was wall-to-wall coverage and it was in a different country. Usually when a male goes missing in this country, no one cares. No, it's not all over the news. They pick and choose what they want to push. But this lady was walking to a cemetery. So if you don't like Peter Bleksley, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to listen to him tell us all about this. But this poor lady's been found dead today.
She may have gone missing of her own accord, and they're asking for her to reassure people. We've heard nothing of that kind of
buffering
sort.
For you.
And what they are very keen on is to focus between a fairly narrow time frame from 5:45 in.
Is anyone else buffering, folks?
12th of August. And I would urge anybody that thinks they may have seen Kirstie to
why is it buffering?
Check your dash cam, or if you've got any CCTV and you live near that part of Doncaster.
Sorry, guys.
And if you want to see images of Kirstie, please go either to the Sun's website or go to South Yorkshire Police's website, where you can see all the images and gather together all the relevant information, date and time. Large-scale investigations these days are usually solved using one or more of CCTV, digital data from mobile phones and the such like, and forensic evidence in cases where they manage to discover some. So CCTV is vital now. It's not that many years ago, 50 years ago or so, when it was imagined that CCTV was going to be a crime prevention tool. But what it actually now is so often a crime solving tool, or in missing cases of missing people, sometimes it very much helps with locating them. In the early stages of this investigation, like any other investigation, the officer in charge of it has to set parameters, and they are dictated by how many resources they'll have at their disposal and things like where the person was last seen. There is a helpful map that details some CCTV sightings of Kirstie, dressed in a very summery outfit like you would expect in August.
Good boy.
And you'll be able to tell the direction of her travel, where she was headed towards.
She's turned
once
up
again,
to
were you in that area?
But obviously, this is before she was found.
Were you driving? And do you have a dash cam? Lorry drivers pretty much these days have it fitted as standard. So many people in their cars do. Please, if you can assist the police in any way, get in touch. If you've got footage, I'm sure they'd be very, very keen to see it, because what we're not hearing from the police is any information or details about.
So that was yesterday, but today a body has been found for the missing mom. So she vanished while out on a walk more than 2 weeks ago. And she said Kirstie Stenson vanished on the 12th of August, with police releasing a series of CCTV snaps showing her walking in the Wheatley area of Doncaster in South Yorkshire. So, hang on, when does that? Is that they're saying that's what she wore? Because he said she's wearing summery clothes, which is a bit weird. Now, I only know about this because I'm in Yorkshire, and it was on the local Yorkshire news. But I haven't seen this on the main news. Has anybody else seen this? Yeah, she was wearing that outfit, look, see? That exact outfit. She was last seen walking along Cantley Lane in the direction of Rose Hill Cemetery. Have we got anybody local in Doncaster? So it says here that she's seen on CCTV. She's going down the road. She heads she's seen on CCTV at a roundabout. She left home at 5:10. Whether she was just going for a walk, I don't know. The last sighting was she was near to the junction, heading towards Rose Hill Cemetery. Why would she be going to a cemetery? It's really bizarre. She's thought to have been dropped at an address around 5:05. So she left there. Police believe she left the address on foot within 5 minutes and she was late. Why would you be dropped at an address by I don't know who and then leave after 5 minutes? You think that whoever dropped you there, taxi or whatever, would just take you wherever you were going. So she was walking towards the cemetery. It's understood Christine had met up with her sister earlier in the day for coffee and lunch. Now, that doesn't sound like somebody who's so suicidal, for example. Yeah, no publicity. Like I say, I only heard about it because it was in the Yorkshire news the other day, and I was going to do a video on it because I thought, no, why is no one talking about this lady? Let's do a video. Exactly. Now, they just pick and choose who seems to be important. While formal right, okay, hold on. In an update on social media this afternoon, officers said they're searching for the lady who was last seen. They found a body. While formal identification is yet to take place, officers believe it to be that of Christine. Her family have been informed and continue to be supported by officers at this time. We want to take this opportunity to thank the public. Now, I don't know where they found her body. I want to extend our thanks to partners, including Lowland Rescue, who have assisted with searches. Our thoughts are with Christine's loved ones. South Yorkshire Police Detective Superintendent Eleanor Welsh previously said, Christine has a husband, Glenn, a daughter, Lisa, and siblings in Gary, Paul and Sandra, all of whom have been left heartbroken. So that's her way of saying that they don't think it's the husband. No, we don't have that high blackjack. We don't have Amber Alerts. No, it's the opposite here. They don't care. They don't even put them in jail when they're found either. So I'll keep an eye on that. I don't know anything more. We don't know whether she was found in water, who found her. We don't know anything. Where was she going? We don't know. So, fortunately, when I seen that today, I was like, oh, God, they found her. This is just so sad. Oh. Right. Now, this is one. This is one about feuding neighbours. I'm trying to at least like this. This isn't light-hearted because neighbours from hell can make your life a living hell, but it's light-hearted compared to all the other stuff that we've just been listening to. So, fence fight. We've lost our life savings after spending £45,000, which is about $55,000, fighting with a neighbour over a fence, unless she went to pick up something and then left it. Yeah, maybe. Maybe she was going to put flowers down or something. I'm just reading the chat. Yeah, middle-aged white bloke goes missing, no one cares. It looks to me like a late middle-aged pensioner, actually, white woman goes missing, no one cares. They literally pick and choose who they who they are going to push, which makes people realise that there is a narrative. So going back to this, we've lost our life savings after spending £45,000 fighting with a neighbour over a few yards of fence they put up in our drive. This is insane. One neighbour took matters into his own hands and was locked up for 12 hours. So a Norfolk couple has spent their life savings and even faced jail time in a dispute with their late neighbour. Oh, so the neighbour's dead. Graham and Catherine Bateson, 75 and 73, spent 45 grand on legal fees attempting to remove a boundary put up by a neighbour, Wendy Leadham. Oh my God, they bumped her off. She's now deceased. What's going on? Don't look very happy, do they? Blimey. Let me just have a think. Hang on. So, because I used to own my own home, so I know how boundaries work. You look after your left, right? The way it works is if you own your own home and you're looking out of your back door into your garden, the left fence is your responsibility. Because I can remember our left fence blew down and we put a new fence up. Our right side fence blew down and the knobhead next door refused to do it. And I said, no, you do to your left. It's just the way it is when you own your own home. So that was on their right. So it's down to the neighbour had a right to put the fence up. But I'm supposed they're arguing over where the fence went. See? So that's their house. So this neighbour has got it's his left, so he can put the fence up. But it's where, like, look at that. You've lost your life savings. Oh, sorry. Yawning, I'm sorry, guys. They were told it was a shared driveway by property man. I hate that. I had a shared driveway. So you can kind of see where the line would be, right? So it looks like it's gone now. How ridiculous, though. This is what I'm saying. Like, you can literally waste your entire life. You can waste your entire life and your savings on arguing. It's not worth it. So the fence sat between two drives. It's been removed. So to their dismay, Leadham, who died at the age 74, so this lady's died anyway, maybe the stress killed her, had obtained planning permission to erect the fence at the end of their bungalow. So the lady got planning permission, despite the couple being told it was a shared driveway. Retired factory supervisor, Mrs. Bateson, told the Daily Press, we'd lived here 32 years without a problem with the previous neighbours. They all agreed it was a shared driveway. To have all of your life savings taken away when you were right in the first place. The couple bought their 2-bedroom house back in 1987. Be notes to them, their serene cul-de-sac would turn into a bitter legal battleground. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm tired. The fence was put up in 2019 and, according to the Bateson family, obstructed the driveway, making it difficult to enter their property. They then embarked on a lengthy legal campaign to tackle what they claimed should have been a featureless boundary. How stupid. The extensive struggle included filing an injunction, which was followed by 3 years of litigation and eventually a mediation hearing in 2021. To their horror, at the hearing, it was decided the fence could stay. I don't understand how you can have all the checks done and 30 years later it comes back. In 2022, 3 years after and 45 grand later, a fed up Mr. Bateson removed the fence himself, ignoring the new ruling. Oh, shit. Sorry, press the wrong button. The disbelieved retired window cleaner now said, I took the fence down and I got arrested. They had me locked up for 12 hours on a Sunday with no food until midnight. The charge was dropped by the CPS, Crown Prosecution Service, deemed not in the public interest. At this point, the Batesons declared they could not afford to continue. Since the arrest, the wooden barrier has not been rebuilt, but Mr. and Mrs. Bateson have already lost their life savings. And then Leadham, the lady next door who put the fence up, she died a few months before the hearing in May. But her family have stepped in to attempt to keep the fence she fought so hard to maintain. Her 3-bedroom home is up for sale. Who would want to live there next door to these pair? For 375 grand with estate agent Sowerby's, making no mention of the boundary dispute. Well, everyone knows about it now. They're looking to buy a bungalow in Norfolk. Since the hearing, the surveyor's report has confirmed the fence should never have been put there. After all that, hello, tea time. After all that time, all that money, the fence should never have been put up. You couldn't make this shit up. So that poor lady died. These two have lost their life savings, and the husband's gone to jail, and it shouldn't have been there anyway. Oh, honestly, it's just another proof. It was like 4 fence panels. Tea time, I told you, once you get a name from me, it sticks. Yeah, it's funny and it's not. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, bloody boomers. Yeah, you have to laugh, don't you? Otherwise you'll cry. Oh, sorry, my bed's calling me. Right. Now, honestly, when I read this, I thought it was April Fool's, but apparently this is real because it's not April. A town in the US has been put under lockdown. I'm fine with it. Okay, well, I like it. What is your name? TT. Tea time sounds better, doesn't it? You did right. Look at this, folks. Now, there's stay inside. A town has been put under nighttime lockdown as disabling. Listen to this. Horse virus. Do you use nuggets or muesli mix? What, for the hedgehogs? I never use muesli for anything. It's just pick the bits out. Hi, Willie. No, nugs all the time. Right. Talking bed. Right. Listen to this, folks. A town has been put under nighttime lockdown as disabling horse virus that kills 1 in 3 runs rampant. I read this. And I was like, I had to keep checking what month are we in. Everything you need to know about the mosquito-borne disease, from initial symptoms to signs of a deadly brain swelling. So, probably going to get an ad now.
Looking after your car can be a bit of a riddle. So at Fix My Car, you'll have less of this.
So the first one I'm going to talk about is Pestex bracelets. These come in
what? No,
loads
this
of
is about
colours,
the
so
story.
kids won't be arguing about whether they've got their favourite colour or not.
This is an advert for bloody mosquito repellent. No. We don't want to watch that. Right. So this town, Memo snoring, almost a dozen communities have been designated as high or critical. We got anybody in Massachusetts here? The thing is, though, I found this right at the bottom of the newspaper. It wasn't big headlines. It hasn't been on the news. It wasn't front page news. I went searching for something a little bit more different, trying to find something that wasn't depressing. I really did try, guys. It says here, a man tested positive for it earlier this month. A disease-carrying critters were spotted in the area. Oh, God, I hate being bitten. So listen to this, right? Eastern equine encephalitis, God, is a rare but potentially deadly virus that spread from the bites of infected mosquitoes. Now, who's thinking here? Do you remember when Mr. Masturbates, our mate, old Billy Boy, do you remember when he released some genetically modified mosquitoes a few years ago in Florida? And they were then releasing them in California. Do you not find it a little bit coincidental that this new disease has appeared, that is being spread by mosquitoes? Or is that just me being a little bit suspicious of everything that the elites do? So it's called Triple E. The virus got its name after being spotted in horses, but disease can be spread by mosquitoes who pick up the virus from infected animals. Yeah, he did that, Bex. And people will go, oh, it's a conspiracy. No, it's not. I covered it at the time. I actually had the article. So it says here, there are currently no vaccines or medicines available. So come on, you pharmaceutical companies, get working. I'm sure they'll be on it now to pick up, where are we now? Which about 30% of those infected die from, said the CDC. Only a few cases tend to be reported in the US. Now, why is it coming from horses? No pricks. They've been playing around with mosquitoes for years. I know they have. Yeah, you spotted that Terry Knowles band again. We will have monkeypox. Oh, I don't think they will. They're going to try it. They're testing the waters and it's not going to happen. All of the people that were compliant during the first one, I know it wasn't your fault, but I did keep saying to people, stop wearing a mask, stop listening, do what you want to do. And you're like, no, we can't. And it's like, do you not see that by being compliant, you're actually giving the government permission to do it harder? And they couldn't see it. Nobody could see it. It's so frustrating. How is walking one way down an aisle gonna save you? Why did the lurgy shut down your local greengrocer and butcher, but the local Sainsbury's was okay? It's like that, you know, the virus was like, oh, I'm not going to infect the supermarket because we need to keep them open. We're not going to infect the Amazon driver, but we're going to infect the local butchers. You know, you couldn't make it up. Exactly, Jen Love. Take care, MG. Have a good one, my friend. Take care. Lots of love. God bless. Exactly. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so apparently the state's health department announced on the 16th of August that a man in his 80s had caught the virus in the town of Oxford, in his 80s. 10 counties in Massachusetts. Have we got anybody in Massachusetts here? It's Clarissa. Hi, Clarissa, love. It marked the first human case in Massachusetts since 2020 after an outbreak saw 17 people. Where's this come from? I think I'm going to go out with Gizmo. I'm going to take Gizmo out, I think. I want a bit of fresh air. Wake me up a bit. So the news comes a month after Massachusetts Department of Health detected EEE. I don't know. I just think this is, hello, he. I think this is dodgy. I just think there's something wrong here. Oxford health officials. Oxford. You know what's made in Oxford, don't you guys? AstraZeneca. Just saying. Oxford health officials. So this must be an Oxford in America. Is that just a coincidence? Recommending an outdoor curfew. Mo. Then Mo does a Mo. Sorry, Mo just showing me his belly. From dusk till dawn. Described as peak biting times for many mosquitoes. AI, when I come off in a minute, I'm going to come out with Momo as well. They advise residents to stay indoors. So Oxford is a town. So do we have anybody in that area? I don't trust Oxford. Apparently it's a place, not in the one in the UK. So there you go. Now, I'm not quite sure, like, how have they got this new virus from horses? I'm sure they just make shit up. Honestly, he did call for longer lockdowns. I covered that on my spare channel at the time. Do you remember when he got kicked out of that pub? That was on my channel. People are just reporting on that now. I had that 4 fucking years ago. Penny, if you type it takes you to the white. Really? What did Space Cat say? Oh, I can't see. It's gone off. Moves too quickly. So anyway, so there's a town on lockdown, nighttime lockdown. Now, like I say, this isn't big. Yeah. Make this shit up. Yeah, Willie. Now, where are you again? Are you in Arizona, Willie? I bet that won't happen in the US, in the UK, Blackjack. I think I've heard that before, actually. People who survive are often permanently disabled. I don't know. I just find this is really interesting. Like, where has this come from all of a sudden? Hello, Devon. Dr. Dre's gay, huh? Confused. Oh, okay. Thanks, Bevlove. Now, there's so much news stories I want to cover, and it's getting late now. It's 20 past 10. I've been going for an hour and 40. But one that I did really want to cover was this Zuckerberg today. So many different news stories. Right, I'll cover the Notting Hill Carnival in a video tomorrow. Let me just find this. Right, so if you may or may not know if you've seen the news, but it's come out today that Zuckerberg, whatever you want to call him, has admitted that he, thanks, Becklove, Zuckerberg has admitted that he had pressure put on him to push the COVID official line from the government and the WHO. Now, we knew this was happening anyway. Even now, when you look under a video that mentions the prick, we're using the actual word, you'll get a little banner. YouTube did that. YouTube was so happy about that. Oh, thank Beck, love. Thanks, Beck. So apparently now he's come out at the Senate or something saying that he admitted it. He's admitted it, but I know this isn't good, as in we knew this anyway, but at least we've got documentation saying it now, okay? So this is today, okay? So I've saved this so they can't say it didn't exist. I appreciate the committee's interest in content moderation. I'm so glad that the government are looking into this. There's a lot of talk right now around how the US government interacts with companies like Meta. Now, you guys may or probably don't remember, I did a video on Meta. It used to be called Facebook many years ago, probably about 5 years ago now, and the origins of it. So maybe it's time I redid that because it's been a long ass time. The origins of Facebook. But anyway, Zuckerberg didn't really make it at all. It was a CIA operation, and I've got documents to prove it, you know. So it says here, interact like Meta, and I want to be clear about our position. Our platforms are for everyone, and we're promoting free speech, blah, 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 lies, 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 lies. Anyway, in 2021, senior officials, that's when the old prick came out, from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor certain C-19 content, including humour and satire, buffering. It must be my internet, guys. There's nothing I can do about it. We're getting new internet soon. We're getting new internet. I think it's either next week or the week after. In a separate situation, the FBI warned about a potential Russian disinformation operation about the Biden family and the Burisma in the lead up to the 2020 election. That fall, we saw a New York Post story reporting on corruption allegations involving then Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden's family. we sent that story to fact checkers for review and temporarily demoted it while waiting for a reply. It has since been made clear the reporting was not Russian disinformation, and in retrospect, we shouldn't have demoted the story. They're admitting election interference here. We've changed our policies and process to make sure it doesn't happen. So it went off to the dodgy fact checkers, right, the dodgy ones. And it turned out that even the dodgy fact checkers couldn't try and say that it was real. It was fake. So therefore, Facebook admitted to not allowing this story to go ahead when it was actually lies. They admitted election interference. To do my video on fact check, who fact checks the fact checkers. But if you look into them, they're dodgy, right? But even the fact checkers couldn't try and push this Russian interference thing. So Facebook have admitted to interfering. Now, this is official government documents here that I've got hold of. So about the COVID, they're talking about that. It was our decision or not whether to take the content down, and we own our decisions, including the C-19 related changes we made to our enforcement in the wake of this pressure. I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more outspoken about it. I also think we made some choices that, with the benefit of hindsight and new information, we wouldn't make today. Like I said to our teams at the time, I feel strongly we should not compromise our content standards due to pressure. They're just admitting what they've been doing anyway, but they've always been doing it. Earth calling, what's the matter? What's going on? Has the stream gone or something? Hello? Who watches the watchers? Has the stream gone down? I'm going to carry on, right? So they've admitted here that they were interfering with an election. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that they're going to rerun it? Well, it's too late now, isn't it? You know what this is, don't you? So they're going to, so that if Trump tries to pressure them to try and be fair, they'll go, oh, no, because we said we wouldn't do that. Everything they do, thank you, everyone, there's always a reason. They're not coming out with this out of the goodness of their own heart. Apart from content moderation, I want to stress the contributions I made during the last presidential cycle to support electoral infrastructure. The idea here was to make sure local election jurisdictions had the resources they needed to help people vote safely. Why would Facebook need to be helping people vote safely during the old global P? I made these contributions through through the Chan Zuckerberg initiative. What's that? They were designed to be non-partisan, spread across urban, rural and suburban communities. Still, despite the analyses I've seen showing otherwise, I know that some people believe this work benefited one party over the other. My goal is to be neutral and not play a role, or to even appear to play a role. So I don't plan on making a similar contribution. This is to basically say have you heard of who? Yeah, I heard of him last week. So basically, right, do you not find it a little bit coincidental that they're talking about this now when we're going into election campaign? Is this because of they're not going to, they don't want to push anything Trump, but this time it's people are watching. So they're going to say, we're not going to push anyone. We're not going to push anyone. So they can't. So that way they don't have to push Trump this time, or the other side. They're not going to push anyone. There's always a reason for them coming out with this stuff. I just think it's just an absolute scam. If Kamala Harris gets in, it's just an absolute scam. She never had one vote to be the Democratic nominee. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, it's as bad as this lot here. It's getting as bad as the Banana Republic in the UK. Look at all the prime ministers we've had, and none of us voted for any of them. And this one that's in now, I found 2 people that voted Labour, and they're just people on here who could be lying. In real life, I don't know anybody. Julius had to go somewhere. Don't know where. Oh, I know. Neither can I. I never have liked him. Yeah, I thought, was it last week I spoke to him? Can't remember. He's been so busy with his channel, and I haven't really been on. So we are gonna get together and sort something out and do a stream. I just haven't literally. I've hardly been on because I've been out a lot during the summer. He's really busy with his channel. He's pumping out like 3 or 4 videos a day. His channel's gone nuts. It's brilliant. So we're just sort of doing our own thing. But yeah, me and Paz have been friends for a long last like 6 years now. It's buffering again. Are you sure you're not on replay? It was buffering. Yeah, there's always an angle, right? So when they start coming out with things that we already knew, then there's a reason for that. Right. Gizmo's snoring. Trying to look at something that's a bit more light-hearted here, but I'm struggling. There's just so much news going on at the moment. Don't know where to bloody start with it all. Right, hang on. Why is it doing that? Don't want that. Margot Robbie's pregnant. Excuse me. Everyone said that she was male to female. I didn't believe it. She was in Neighbours. I used to excuse me, gosh, sorry. I drank the Coke too quick, sorry. Everyone kept saying to me, like, years ago, because I used to love her in Neighbours, right? And they kept saying to me, oh, she's male to female. And I'm like, no, she isn't. No, she's pregnant. I don't think she is. Has anybody else heard this? She's showing her belly off, look. This wasn't a planned story, but it's just popped up on something, so I'm just going to show you. Hello, Georgie. George. Yeah, so she's, this is the one out of Suicide Squad. Does that look fake to you? Does look a bit perfect, to be fair. Anybody else ever heard that? Oh, I know. No, stiff upper lip. Can you hear him snoring? She has male pointers. What's that? These same people claim Will Smith is Brad Pitt, though. Yeah, there are some loonies out there, but some of it is true. I'm sorry to say. There are some weird things. No, don't step on Gizmo's hips. No, George. All right, he's just sat on Gizmo and doesn't know, does he? He's only a baby. You can't do that to Gizmo. He's got hip dysplasia. All right. What's her name? Is it Margot Robbie? Yeah, Margot Robbie, her name is. And a lot of people kept saying, because she was in Neighbours when she was a school kid. So I'm a big Neighbours fan, big up Neighbours. And everyone kept saying to me on YouTube, oh, she's not really a woman. Now, I know there are some, right? I know there are some. in Hollywood that are pretending, and some of them are so obvious, but I don't think she is. Anyway, that wasn't a planned story. It just popped up and I thought, well, while I'm here, what people saying in chat? Moon bump. Do you reckon? It does look a bit perfect, doesn't it? Hello, MG. How you doing? Clarice, yeah. Do you know, that's what do you think Big Mick used? Though there isn't any photos of Big Mick preggers, is there? Genuinely, though, there are a lot of ones that genuinely aren't real females. Right, let me just save anything else. Oh, Mo. There's a Mo, there's a Mo. There's a Mo. Yeah, what do we make of this Oasis? Is anyone going to go back? Is anyone going to go and watch them again? Is it 30 years on? Yeah, 30 years on. I don't know. Anyone who's going to buy tickets, they're going to cost an absolute fool. Oh, Pablo is. I have a transgender son. Becky's transgender. Aren't you, Beck? Not ashamed of it, are you? Nothing wrong with it, Bellas. Right. Oh, boys! Hang on a minute. These are fighting. I'll be there. Saw them before they were big. Oh, all right. Listen, you two. Chill it. No! Oh, God. Just hold on a minute. They're play fighting, but because George is only a baby, he doesn't realise that he's hurting Gizmo quite bad. Come here. Georgie. No, Gizmo's foot is not a chew. Oh, for God's sake, just hold on a minute. Yeah, chew that. That's it. There we are. Gizmo, it's walk time. Sorry, I'm back now. But I'm into metal. I used to love Oasis. But you know, I don't think they'd be any good now, to be honest with you. Right, let me just see if I can find anything a little bit wacky for us. All right, let me just see. I didn't get that far because there was so much news and I was like, oh, I could really do with something a little bit different. You know, towards the end, we like something a little bit weird. That's it, George. No, Gizmo isn't a chew toy. Chew the elephant. Chew the elephant. Right, just bear with me. Right, we've got a UFO one here. Let's look at a UFO story, shall we? What are people saying in chat? So, Pablo, I think, how much? 250 quid. Oh, don't worry, we're doing a crop circle, all right? We're doing a crop circle. Right, best UFO picture ever taken sees object appear over a lake in the middle of nowhere. A photo labelled the best picture ever. So apparently has been released over 50 years after it was taken. That's the key harmer. Lol. That's the cheap tickets. What? Stop chewing each other. Stop. No. I've seen your name around in was you in Shaggers? I can't remember. Hang on a minute. I need these puppies to play fighting and they're doing me head in because I can't get to them. Stop it now, boys. I know, because George is really teething and he's got little needles and he's popping Gizmo. Come here, you. Georgie. 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 Oh, my Georgie. Okay. Go on then. Oh, so cute. Can't believe his time last week. We didn't think he was going to pull through. Right, I'm back. Sorry, I get a bit... do you know what, right? I know it's not very professional of me. when I'm doing a podcast to just suddenly stop and talk to children or animals and munch my puppy. But it's very difficult when you've got all this stuff going on around you and trying to do a podcast. So just saying, it is difficult, folks. Okay, in my defense, okay, I do have I don't really get any time to myself, even when I'm doing this. I can't even go to the loo. I get followed to the loo by them. 2 of them now, just staring at me. Anyway, moving on. So apparently these boys, listen to this. Oi, stop it, boys. Say mama. Momo. Say mama. 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 Bobo. Stop chewing him. Oi, stop it. They're chewing each other. AI, can you come here now and help me? This is ridiculous. Stop. For God's sake. Right, I'm going to have to go. I'll be back in a sec. I'm back. Al's just taken George. I don't know if you heard Gizmo screaming. Apparently, these photos were taken 50 years ago. Now, when it comes to seeing images of suspected UFOs, most of us are used to seeing the same blurry image. In fact, the claimed sighting of UFOs have become so memed. Yeah, because everyone's got camera phones, haven't they? However, every now and again, a photo or video will surface online, which makes even the biggest of UFO skeptics scratch their heads and go, huh. One of these said photos is an image captured by aerial photographer and map maker Sergio Loza during a research assignment in Costa Rica in 1971. I wonder why it's taken all this time. Let me just see. It was released in 2021. Take a look at the photo below. Oh my God, that ad is so annoying. Is that a click off button? Go away. You won't go. Sake. The advert has just moved with me, look. So here's the picture. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me do a screenshot. I'm trying to bring you something that's a little bit like, you know, not as serious sort of thing. All right, Mo. Okay. This is crazy. This should have been on the Curious Bunny, really. Let me show it you. I can show you now. No, night, Bridget, love. I'm going off in a sec. I'm trying to end on something that isn't so depressing and is a bit silly. So this was in 1971, before camera phones and all that. Look at this. It was a map person. Look at it. Looks like a nipple, doesn't it? A metal flying nipple. So if this was like now in 2024, you'd say, oh, it's just fake. Anyone can fake this sort of shit now. But in 1971, that's nuts. So he's mapping it out to do maps. Well, someone has to do it, don't they? And they caught that there, look. That's big, look. So these are all trees and that, yeah. That is massive. That's pretty awesome, that. I don't know what people are thinking, but that's pretty cool. What are people saying in the chat? Show us your towel. I don't have a towel on. I washed it last night. My hair I'm talking about. Keir Starmer is dreamt of the statue they are building of. Oh, Mrs. wants to cuddle in. Ah, no night, mate. I'll drop you a message. I do need. Do you remember when I spoke to you before and I said I was going to send you all the stuff that was mentioned of you? Do you remember? Remember I said that to you? I will do that. I just haven't got round to it yet, but I will. I'll have a look and see what I've got for you. Okay. Right. So interesting, that, isn't it? No night. God bless. Yes. Don't worry. I will, Pablo. I've just been a bit crazy busy, but I'm behind on everything. I've hardly even been live. The image is only available for one frame, which were captured in 20-second intervals. Wow. Oh, so they took 20-second interval frames. So on the next frame, it wasn't there. So if this was statuary, is Amethyst going as well? I didn't see. Oh, in the night, Amethyst, my love. And Bridget. In the night, Bridget, love. So basically, if they're taken in 20-second intervals, it wasn't on the frame before it and the frame after it. So that means it was definitely moving. It remains one of the most strongest pieces of UFO history, of evidence in UFO history. His image would earn itself the name of best photograph of a UFO ever taken. I wonder if he's still alive, this guy who took it. This ad's really getting on my nerves. The photo looks awfully similar. There was this disc object. You can clearly see the sun reflecting off it. There is a yeah. I wonder. Yeah, the thing is though, it doesn't mean it's a UFO. It could be. Yeah, I know it's late. Normally I'll take gives me awake, but I fancy a walk, so I'm gonna take him. I'll have to stay here because obviously we can't leave Jack. Even though he's in bed, I wouldn't leave him. He's 10. I wouldn't leave him for a second. I'm not joking. I don't care if people think I'm overprotective. I will not leave. Like, I look back and when I was 10, I cringe, the things that I was left to do. But anyway, I can't even nipples and Lady Garden. I can't even imagine, like, even if like I had to like go to the shop or something or pop next door or something like that, I wouldn't leave him. And in 5 years' time, will be the same age as that boy who went to 3 European countries for 3 weeks on his own. Thank you, Lee. My ex is here. Good to hear, Lee. Is Velly still going, Lee? So I'm going to pop over. Pablo, good night. God bless. Have a lovely evening with the lady. The Verve. Yeah, I always liked. I did like Oasis, but I also like Pulp. Not Pulp. I didn't like them. Blur. I had both albums. I like them both equally. Like, they used to get compared, but they were both different. They were both. Pulp were more like poppy, springy, and Oasis were more grungy. But I did have the first and the second album. The second album, I think it's been like 30 years since it got released. The second one was the big one. What's the Story in Morning Glory? Right then, I'm going to get off now because I've been going for over 2 hours and it's just flown again. Like, I don't know how it goes so fast. Al worked with Jarvis Cocker and then he was listening. Are you listening, AI? Because I'm sure he said he was lovely. Hang on, let me ask him. Are you listening? He's not listening. He doesn't even listen to my live streams. He pops in and buggers off again. I'm sure he told me that they were lovely. Pulp. Let me just ask him. Right, hopefully he'll come in. Okay, maybe not. He used to work in the record industry and he has a lot of stories to tell us. He does sometimes tell us the stories. He doesn't really like talking about it, though. It depends what mood he's in. Republica, I remember them. He's worked with Oasis as well. I don't know if he's worked with them, but he's met them. Yeah, he doesn't listen. Like, he was in my stream earlier. He should leave it on in the background, really, shouldn't he? What do you reckon, folks? Help the Aged with Ali G was hilarious. I'm going to watch some Duran Duran vids. I remember Hey Lila, shit tune. Hey Lila. Let's all wake up in the year. Oh, he's come. I think he's seen it now. Okay, we're going to ask him. He's coming, he's coming. I'm going now, but we're just talking about music and that quickly. Where's Georgie? Is he coming? Was it Jarvis Cocker you said was nice?
Yeah.
So he was really lovely.
Yeah.
And you met Oasis, didn't you, as well? Both knobhead. No, wasn't so the one was nicer, didn't you? Didn't you say Noel was nice? No. But Liam was a total dick. And did you ever meet Blur? Damon Albarn?
No.
No. Okay.
I think so.
But everyone talks about like Pulp. They didn't get as much recognition. So he was nice then, yeah. Okay, there you go. Oh, you keep standing on Gizmo. I want to go for a walk, so I'm going to have to go on my own, aren't I?
Why?
Because you can't both go.
Yeah.
Be right, won't I?
Yeah.
Right, guys. Most overrated songwriter. That's Nick Kershaw. There's a DJ, isn't he? Hello, David. Best UFO video taken recently on Joe Rogan. What? What was that then? Is it safe out there? Yeah, I'll be fine. I don't like going out on my own because I think, like, what if Gizmo escaped or something? I can't run. Oh, God. The video online of a circus act has grisly end. A bear. Hoverboard riding circus bear. He turned on his Russian handler. I'm not surprised. Like, what? People are so cruel to animals. Right, guys, thank you for everyone for joining us. I've crammed as much in as possible. He did meet Debbie Harry. Who just said that? Sawun. I was telling Space Cat about that the other day. 85 likes, guys. Please hit the like if you enjoy the content. Dislike if you don't. I am going to make a thumbnail for this after because I haven't made one yet. It was all a bit last minute. See, Space Cat? They already know the story. No, Normie. Take care, Bella's. Is it Bella's Boogie Bags? That's a cool name. Do you make stuff? Oh, your picture. Is that a Baba? Christmas. I'm just looking at your channel. Well, thank you for joining us, Bella's Boogie Bags. I love that name. That's so cool. Yeah, circuses are horrible. And clowns. I love you too, my son, Beck. I hate circuses. Used to. Oh, thank you very much, Candice. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everyone's support. I'm going to make a thumbnail now, and then I'm going to set up the Fabian for Friday, I think. Yeah. This week's a little bit quieter than it has been the last few weeks. Boys, stop fighting. They keep playing. Oi! Get off Oscar! No. The tag teaming Oscar. No. Oscar, have them. If you don't know Oscar, he's a huge rabbit. He weighs about 10 kilo. And he's very grumpy. And he doesn't appreciate having snake hips on him by Gizmo. Stop biting Gizmo's tail, George. Oh, God, this is chaos. I've got to go. Gotta go. Hi, Lil George. Bye, Lil George. Right, take care, guys. Hit the like button, folks. Don't forget, it helps the algorithms. If you don't like the content, hit the dislike and unsubscribe. It's really easy. Yeah, instead of hating on people, boys. If you don't like someone, don't watch them. Hit the dislike and unsubscribe. It's really, really simple. And it's so liberating as well. Only go to channels you enjoy. Anyway, see you soon, folks. Take care. Night, night. God bless. Bye.